You're not stuck, you're not lazy, you just need some help. In today's video, I'm gonna be sharing my top strategies to help you break free from your laziness, ignite your motivation, and take control of your destiny. Because the truth is, if you want your tomorrow to look different than it is today, we're gonna have to make some changes. If you're new here and love fitness and mindset, you're the right place. This video is here weekly to help you become the best version of yourself, so don't forget to subscribe. Let's dive right in to start making those dreams into reality. Look, I'm gonna be the one to break it to you. You're not lazy, you just need help. Part of exiting your lazy girl era and becoming productive is setting clear and concise goals, because you don't want to be a feather floating in the air. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. And you're probably wondering, what is this, Joelle? Well, let me tell you, I'm a visual learner and I use this technique called SMART. So let's get into it. I'm going to break down exactly what SMART is step by step. First things first, I want you to get out a piece of paper or your notes and write down 2 to 3 goals max. Don't list more than 2 to 3 goals for right now. You know what happens when you put too many goals down and you want to achieve them all and you actually end up achieving nothing because it's overwhelming. Say your goal is to get fit. That's a great goal, but it's not specific enough. Instead of getting fit, let's say your goal is to run a marathon, a 5K marathon, right? So you want to get really specific. I want to run a 5K marathon in the next 3 months. You see how specific that is? It's exactly how much you want to run a 5K marathon and in what time period? 3 months, okay? So you're very specific and intentional. This is gonna help you so much to start feeling like you know where you're going, because sometimes, honestly, the only thing is we have a goal, but it's too big, it's too broad. We don't know how to achieve it, and we need to take little baby steps. So we're breaking it down, SMART, baby, okay? This is the SMART way. Next step, we are going into N, and N stands for measurable. You need a way to track your progress and make it measurable. It makes it so much easier for you to stay on track and stay motivated, because you can actually see the progress that you're making. This is why I always tell my clients to take progress pics, and this is why I recommend you to take progress pics throughout your journey. Even though you feel like you don't look good, you feel overweight, you feel underweight, wherever you're at, you feel upset, you feel like you're not your best self, that is the time that you should be tracking the most, because you're gonna look back and look at yourself and be like, wow, I cannot believe that I used to be like this. Because guess what? You're gonna get through it. I'm literally rooting for you, bestie. You are gonna get through it, and you're gonna look back at all the progress you've made and be so happy. So measurable. One thing I messed up so bad on is when I was almost 200 pounds, I took some pictures of myself, and I would take pictures of myself, and guess what I did? I deleted all the pictures because I almost didn't see a way out of it. I'm like, this is me, I'm not happy, I'm gonna feel like this forever, which is a scarcity mindset, and we will talk about that growth versus scarcity mindset in another video. But I got out of it, I'm like, where are all those photos so I can look back on and see how much progress I've made? So specific, I'm gonna run my 5K marathon in the next 3 months, and measurable, I am going to track my weekly runs and aim to improve by 5% every week. That's a measurable goal. Next letter, A, is for achievable. You want your goals to be realistic and attainable. You don't want to set goals that are so far out of your reach, because you're going to create burnout for yourself and a lack of trust, because you're not going to be achieving those goals the way that you want to achieve, and then you're not going to trust yourself ever again to go after the goals. And guess what? Then you're just going to be in a cycle of sadness, depression, and feeling like you're a complete loser, and you're not. So set achievable and attainable goals for yourself, because the smaller goals that you set are going to create more confidence in yourself to go after the bigger goals. No matter how big or how small your goal is, we just break it down like this. So it doesn't feel like, oh my gosh, this is so hard, I feel paralyzed to even take the first step. No, it's going to be baby steps. Imagine if you were a baby and you had to go run a whole entire mile, girl. No, that's not going to happen. You didn't even think like that. You just took it day by day, step by step, okay? And let's just pretend like we're babies, because honestly, adult life is hard. So let's say for your 5K that you're gonna run in the next 3 months, you are gonna be tracking every single week and improving by 5%, and you're gonna make it achievable. Every single week, I'm gonna run, let's say, a mile, and improve it every week. For the first week, I'm gonna run a mile every single day. I'm gonna get down that mile so that in week 2, I can do a mile and a half. Get down that mile and a half, and then by the 3rd, 4th week, that mile and a half feels easy, we're gonna bump it up another half a mile. So now it doesn't feel like you're leaping from 1 mile to 3 miles overnight. We are breaking it down little by little, creating that stamina for yourself, building that trust with yourself, so that you can actually go achieve the big goal. R is for relevant. This means that their goals are relevant to you and nobody else. You don't want to create goals that somebody else wants for you. You don't want to go after things that somebody else wants for you. No, you have to want it for yourself. It has to fit into your lifestyle. You have to want it and envision it and see it and know that this is for you. This is your goal. It's relevant to you. Being able to run a 5K in the next 3 months is gonna improve my health and fitness, which I'm on my health and fitness journey. I feel better about myself. I wanna look better. I wanna become healthier. So this is a relevant goal, right? It's not so out there that it doesn't match up with my lifestyle. And running every day and setting those goals is gonna help me build my discipline and also feel more confident about myself, because not only am I gonna build my stamina, build my body, be able to do something that I have been setting out to do, but I'm also showing myself that I can do what I put my mind to. So this is like a mental breakthrough and a physical one as well. So make sure that your goal is relevant. Now this is probably my favorite one, and what really gets the needle moving is your goal needs to be time bound or time sensitive. Do you remember back in the day, or maybe now, when you are in school or when you used to be in school and you had an assignment due? The teacher might have assigned it 3 weeks in advance. And what are you gonna do? Or at least what did I do? We waited till the night before to get the assignment done and procrastinate because now we have a deadline and we are getting close to that deadline. So this is why it is so important to have a time-sensitive goal. Because if you don't have a deadline for your goal, you can drag it for months, even years. That time sensitivity makes you move, and it's actually a proven fact that if you put deadlines, you are more bound to achieve your goals. So make sure you have a time-sensitive, achievable goal. Time here would be, I'm gonna run my 5K in the next 3 months. So this is how you use the SMART technique to get whatever you want in life and exit your lazy girl era, start becoming more productive, and actually become the girl that you would look up to, that you're gonna be proud of, because you can do it. I promise you, you can do it. You just need to break down your goals and have a strong and concise vision. So having said all that, I understand that life happens and sometimes we have to be flexible and adjust our goals. If you do experience setbacks, which a lot of the times you will, you can go back weekly and assess where you're at and slightly change your target in order to still be able to achieve that goal, but in a more flexible way. And my favorite part about all this is the reward part, okay? I love rewarding myself. I've seen that it's the one thing that keeps me pushing is rewarding myself. Because who likes to work and not feel like they're being rewarded? So I was starting my fitness journey. I would go and do a little workout, and after my workout, I would go get a smoothie. Or after a workout, I would go and watch my favorite TV show. It's the little things that make you feel good and make you feel like it's worth to keep pushing when things are getting hard. Because running a 5K is not always gonna be easy. Going after your goals, whatever it is not always gonna be easy. And honestly, it's not supposed to be easy, because that's where the growth comes in. Nothing that is good is going to come easy. Growth requires pain. That's why when you're in the gym, you're tearing your muscles up. It's painful, but guess what happens after you tear those muscles up? You grow them, and it's the same thing in life. Whatever reward feels true to yourself, have those 2 to 3 goals, break it down into the SMART technique. At the end of it, write the reward that you're gonna give yourself. That's it for this, and let me know in the comments if this helped you, and if you're a visual learner, because that'll let me know to make more videos using a whiteboard or visuals, because that's how I learn. Don't be stupid, be smart. SMART technique. Have you ever found yourself endlessly scrolling through social media just to realize that an hour has passed and you've done absolutely nothing? Yes, doom scrolling. I know you've been there, I've been there, everyone has been there. Which brings me to tip number 2. Remove distractions. I personally found that one of my biggest culprits for my laziness is my distractions that come from my phone. This could be social media, the notifications, my emails, whatever it is. I just find myself checking my emails, exiting, going on social media, exiting, going on the next app, exiting. And then I do this for hours, and then I'm like, what the heck am I doing? I just wasted so much time that I could have been doing something else. And then I just realized that I'm throwing my destiny away and I'm throwing my goals away over this. When you think about it, it hurts. So one of the things I do to remove distractions is I turn off all notifications. I put this thing on do not disturb or airplane mode when I need to get into my workplace. Sometimes I even like throw it out of the room, because if it's in my vicinity, I just feel like I'm prone to picking it up. Is that an addiction? Part of removing distractions, especially as an ADHD girly, is clearing up your workspace. So you know that quote that says a cluttered desk is a cluttered mind? Well, a clean desk is a clean mind. I always notice that once my space starts to get messy, my mind starts to get messy too. Like I have all these things that I'm starting to think about. I have all these distractions. I'm looking at this, I'm looking at that, and I'm not able to focus at the task at hand. So clean your space, remove any distractions. I love a clean space. All you need around you is a candle and your laptop, or a candle and whatever you're working. Like keep it clean, keep it minimal, because when there's minimal distractions, you're able to focus more. And speaking of my phone, social media is one of the biggest distractions. So I don't look at my social media until after I finish all my work, because sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm gonna take a little break and go on my phone between my work, and guess what happens? 5 minutes turns into 10 minutes, which turns into half an hour, which turns into an hour, which turns into half my day scrolling on social media. What a waste, baby. I know that social media has its positives, but if it's taking time away from you achieving your goals, guess what? That needs to be stopped right then and there, because ultimately it comes down to self-love. If you're choosing to indulge in other people's lives over yourself, baby, that's self-love. We got another thing that we gotta work on. Maybe that's a video for another day. So if you catch yourself doom scrolling, that's a habit that needs to be broken, and you have to replace a habit. You don't just stop a habit without replacing it. That's actually how you create a new habit. Instead of scrolling on social media or wasting your time on social media, replace that with something else, like picking up a book or going on a short walk. That's gonna be your replacement of doom scrolling, which is actually going to end up creating a new habit. If you want me to touch more on how to create new habits and end bad ones, let me know and I'll make a whole separate video for you. Habit number 3, and this is probably one of those things that you're like, Joelle, come on, are you serious? I'm very serious. Make your bed every morning, first thing in the morning. There's a reason why the most successful people make their bed in the morning, and there's a reason why there's books, literal full books written about making your bed in the morning. So what's so important about making your bed? I'm glad you asked. Part of you getting out of your lazy girl era is creating small wins and discipline. So making your bed first thing in the morning creates the first small win of the day, which puts you in a good mood and actually makes you want to accomplish more small wins. That first small win is a domino effect to everything else in your day. You know how when one thing goes well, then another thing goes well, and you're like, oh, I'm having a really good day. Or if one thing goes bad, it leads to another bad thing, leads to another bad thing, and you're like, how did I get here? How did I get here? Why is this the worst day ever? Because it started off bad. When you start off by making your bed, you're starting off on a win. You're starting off on an accomplishment, and that's just gonna go through your whole entire day. It also creates discipline and trust in yourself, because when you can do something every single day, no matter how minuscule it is, you start to trust yourself. You start to say, oh, I'm doing this for myself. I'm able to do this every single day. I can actually do stuff. I'm not lazy, actually. I've been able to stick to this task every single day, and that creates confidence and self-assurance in yourself, and it's gonna make other good habits follow. You made your bed in the morning and you're like, oh wow, I like how my bed looks, I like how my environment looks, and guess what's gonna happen? You're going to end up wanting to clean up more. Have you ever been in those moods where you clean up one thing and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm getting so in a mood that I just want to clean up everything, but at the end of the day, it feels so good because you walk in, you have a clean room, now your desk is not cluttered, your mind is not cluttered, you have a cleaner environment. There's nothing, and I mean nothing, better than a clean environment. And if you have an extra budget, I would highly recommend hiring somebody weekly or bi-weekly to come in and clean your house or clean your environment, because that feeling that when you walk in and everything is so peaceful and so clean, it's just unbeatable. Also, as a former lazy girl, if I didn't make my bed, you know I was going right back in there and sleeping and scrolling on my phone and honestly doing nothing for the rest of the day. So right after this, if you haven't already, go make your bed. Those are some of my favorite tips to help you exit your lazy girl era so you can become more productive and motivated again and get after the life that you want. I'm not gonna let it slip away from you because you deserve it. Quick takeaway, just think about how your younger self is gonna view your future self. Is she gonna be happy with you or is she gonna be hurt with you? And make your decisions off that. Your future self is gonna thank you, and you want your younger self to look up and be proud of you. You got this, bestie. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you wanna see more videos like these, please let me know. And if you have any tips that you wanna share to exit your lazy girl era. And don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.